feel like you bought a set of crystal singing bowls and you don't have the musical background and you're wondering if you're playing the right bowls together? Well, today I wanted to share some of the intervals and chords that sound nice together if you have a 7-piece chakra set. The first chord that I would recommend playing, and a chord is 3 or more notes together, would be a C, an E, and a G. And if you purchase the bowls, they should have a sticker inside letting you know what tone they are. If you don't know what tone your bowls are in, you can get a guitar tuner app on your phone and just look up the note as you're playing it. It'll tell you what tone the bowl is. C is the root of the whole set of a 7-piece chakra set, and I don't mean the root as in chakras. I'm not speaking of chakras here. I'm speaking of musical scale, musical tonality, and C is the root of the C major scale, and that's what the 7-piece chakra set, crystal singing bowl set is centered around, the C major scale. So this is a C bowl right here. It's a 12-inch in case you want to know that. But C, if you go up 5 notes, you can go to G. And C and G is called an interval, and it's called a perfect fifth interval. Perfect fifth interval is like the best interval to start with because our brain naturally goes up to the fifth according to the overtones series. And the overtones series is just simply tones within a tone. C and G. And that sounds very harmonious. Our brains like that pattern. If you want to play the major chord, you would just add the 3rd note from C, E. C, E, G. And you just can go back and forth playing C and G like I am now, or C and E, then back to C and G. Or you could play E and G together. And then back to C. So C, E, G, they're separated by other notes. So if you were to use your hand, C would be the thumb. C, D, E, F, G. So C and G are a fifth apart. And E is that middle tone. So you don't want to play notes that are right next to each other, like C and D, or E and F. And I can give you a sound sample of what that sounds like because it'll sound very dissonant and it'll make it harder for people to relax and go deep in your sessions. So here's an F, which is 4 notes apart from the C that I played earlier. C and F, that's the interval of a perfect fourth. And that's a very harmonious interval to play. So if you have a root bowl and a heart bowl, not the higher heart, but the lower heart, F, then you can play a perfect fourth. But if you play this F with an E, they're very close together. This is what it'll sound like. That can sound very disruptive as it's very dissonant sounding. As opposed to C and F. some bowls, but you don't want to buy the whole 7-piece set. You can also get certain notes like C, E, G, and you can start out with a triad, a chord. And those are very harmonious. And then when you get your other bowls later, they're all based on the scale of C anyways, so you'll have the whole set. That's the C major chord, and then C to F, perfect fourth interval. And sometimes I like to play the perfect fourth, which I'm playing now, and then I move over to my fifth and play the fifth. And then I'll go back to my fourth. Back to the fifth. Back to those two intervals, back and forth slowly, can really help create a state of deep relaxation. And again, a lot of these are in our brain already because we've been listening to so much of the Western music that the fourth and the fifth are practically the foundation of any song. If you'd like to become a master sound healer, I have a program for you. It's called the Healing Sound Arts Program. It helps you to gain the knowledge, both musically and mystically. The science and the art combined in this program help you become the master sound healer. We talk about all kinds of things, and we actually practice doing it. Playing the crystal bowls, playing other instruments and combining them together, how to transition between one instrument to another, what tonalities to play, how to play, and what kind of instruments that you should choose that are just right for you and what you want to heal. Also, we talk about the voice, how that's the primary sound healing instrument that everyone has available to them at any time. We talk about how to go into the world to do one-to-one sessions, how to do sound healing and sound bath events for yourself, and how to become the master sound healer in your everyday life and out in public so that you can hang your certificate on the wall at the end of the program and you can really go out into the field of sound healing and share these high vibrations with other people. So if you're interested, please click the link below, and I would love to see you on the other side.